everybody, my name is Jagiero and welcome back to episode 3 in the world of Rivendaark. Thank you very much for joining me after a not so short hiatus, dealing with a few little real life problems, shall we say, and so it's just been a little bit of a break from doing the YouTube stuff, but I'm back, and I'm hopefully back with full force. That word there was force, as I got a kind of bubble in my mouth. Let's not talk about it. Okay, so I start off in the spawn area of the first build in the Rivendaark world. Haven't got a name for it yet. That may be something I should have thought of before starting. It's fine. I'll think of something eventually. And these little pillars here, I think I mentioned this. This is where we're going to. This is what we're going to use to teleport to the various different builds around the world. Did I install one? I did. Excellent. Okay, so just a very simple teleportation thing. This is actually just to test. I believe it teleports me to over there. Let's try it. Aha. Beautiful. Okay, so obviously they're going to teleport me much further afield. I have a build planned for the ocean, although not this particular area. I need a larger area. And also the Mega Tiger. I hope I wrote down the coordinates for that, because I don't know where it is. That's fine. Perfectly fine. Okay, so in the last episode, I built this front section here. Now, quite honestly, very disappointed. I was very disappointed in this video and the amount of work I got done, because it's just not enough, you know? I tried to at least finish quite a few bits, and I really didn't. And honestly, since then, I've really struggled with this build. This build has been a bit of a creative slog, as we British would say. Basically, it's just a lot of hard work. It's very kind of draining. And then I suddenly just hit my stride in my creative test world, and the juices are flowing. The creative juices, not any kind of. Anyway, okay, so over here, you can see down here, there's just a small hole in the floor, and this is where I'm thinking about maybe doing some sort of canal system throughout this area. I mentioned previously that a big influence on the sort of castle shape or design, some sort of thing like that, was Stormwind, the human city from World of Warcraft, and that has canals going all the way through it. So I thought, well, why not try to implement them? And I thought, well, actually, that does give me a reason to have to use these bridges across to each build, which is nice. And I think also it'll be a great way to separate different builds. Like, you could come out here and have to go over a bridge to the next section, and also it means we can add some elevation. So like the one side of the canal is on this block height, and then the next side of the canal, which should be over there, not here, will be up here, maybe. So like a block higher, or even 2 blocks. So we can add some elevation and different things like that using the canal system. I feel like that could be pretty helpful for us. But let's not digress. Let's actually get to the building. I really want to get a lot of work done today. A lot of work. So as you can see, I've begun with just the outline for this build, and it looks really weird. It is definitely not a square, which is excellent. There is, I'm trying to resist symmetry as much as possible. Does that look a little bit weird if I missed a block there? No, I think it's fine. I think it's just the grass bits getting in my way. But yes, okay. So let's just get straight into it, okay? So we'll start with this side. So what we're going to have here is just a flat wall on either side, and then we're going to kind of curve. We're going to have like a bit of a platform going here, and that will go up to probably like this sort of block height level, and then on above that will be like a little walkway, and then I'll go up to a roof, and then I've got something special planned for the roof. Okay, so this is actually going to be quite simple. I'm just going to build up essentially like this. I know you guys know that I like to work in columns, 1, 2, 3. So let's add another one on the top there. I always work in columns, and that's maybe something that I should be working on. But it'll be fine. It's fine for this. Okay, it works. You know, it's one of the things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, so as you can see, just building up these columns has actually added a lot already. So I'm just going to carry on doing that and then add a few details, and I'll get back to you. Alrighty, so I have finished the outer section for this particular side, and as you can see, it's got a rather nice curved walkway on front of a flat wall. Now, the only thing that I wanted to make sure with this particular build is that no side is the same, although it will have similar elements, easy for me to say, in each section. You know, nothing will be actually the same, so that's fine. As long as I stick to those rules, we're all good. Okay, so I'm just going to build like a little bit of a tower here, and I haven't really figured this out properly in creative, so we're just going to kind of wing it, which usually doesn't work out well for me, but we'll try. We shall try. We should be very trying normally. Okay, so I think hopefully we could be able to link it into this wall without having to do too many changes. I don't want to do too much building on camera just because I don't want the video to be that long. And this is a big build, so it potentially could turn out that way. Okay, we're having a little bit of a brain fart moment, but it seems to have cleared up. It's all good now, hopefully. You know, this build, like I said, it was very taxing on the brain, and actually took a little bit of extra time from the time off as well that I had. And actually, during that time off, I've kind of been relaxing and trying to get the creative juices flowing a little bit more by playing Minecraft, by actually playing survival Minecraft on a friend's, not a server, a realm, as they're dubbed now. And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that, actually. It's kind of reinvigorated my love for survival Minecraft. I kind of get the appeal of it again. You know, I lost my way a little bit ago, but you know, I'm getting back there. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm really having a lot of fun. So I'm not saying Jaggedland is going to come back that soon, but I'm having fun. I'm not going to lie. So there. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Alright, I'm actually not going to do this back section here because this will actually link up to something else on the roof, a little something special that hopefully will look okay. Alright, I like that tower section. That's pretty decent. It kind of blends in with the wall a lot. There's not really a lot I can do about that. Let me just change a few little details here while I'm there. Okay, yeah, that'll do. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to this side. As you can see, I've just built up the main columns here. Again, another curve, but this time a much larger one. And then I think on top of that, we're going to have a second curve on the second story of the building as well. So that should be quite interesting to work out. So once again, I shall do a little bit of work off camera and get back to you when I've made some progress. Alrighty, so I've done a fair amount of work around the other side. I just wanted to finish off this particular section here. Now, I have a big open hole there, and that will not be filled in today. What's actually going to happen here is this is going to be a bridge, I think, to the next building. Yeah, and we'll talk about that later on, actually. Let's just show you then the back side here. So I don't know what I actually got to in the last clip. Maybe I had done this. Essentially, all I've done is created this this semicircle shape here, gone up with my columns like normal, and then I've gone out so that the top has this kind of lip around it. So you have like a little balcony area with a lip around it, so that you know, in like real terms, the people won't be able to fall off essentially. And then I've just gone up and done roughly the same sort of thing, just changed up the design a little bit, but again, just on a semicircle done by columns, and then added the little lip on the top. Okay, so we're looking very plain on here, but don't worry, I will be filling that space. I just wanted to talk about the fact that you can go to the interior here. You can go outside on this little balcony area. I may change these blocks underneath, although some of them I actually can't because it would leave a hole. Where's the block? Where's the block? Where's the block? Where's the... Okay, it's fine. Okay, so you have this little balcony area, and then you walk along here, so around this little corner here, which actually I quite like the look of. Yeah, so this is the actual physical corner of the building, and I've just sort of rounded it off It's pretty nice, pretty nice. So you walk through, and then you're on another little balcony section with sort of little window areas and things, and then you can go out to the next balcony section, or you could walk through to the interior here, or through to the interior here, through this little tower that I built. Okay, so, you know, it kind of works. I've said that maybe, probably, possibly not going to do interiors for these buildings. Well, I might work on some of them. We'll see. We'll see. I'll do, you know, a certain amount of some of them anyway. Okay, so as you can see, a big cross on the top. I don't actually know if this is the correct size. I'm kind of hoping this is 21 by 21. This is going to be for a dome. So on the top of this building, which looks very plain and flat and boring, there's going to be a huge dome on the top there. Like I said, 21 by 21 doesn't sound like a lot. It actually kind of is. And to figure this out, I'm actually going to be using a website called Plots, Plotz or Z for the Americans and possibly Canadians. I've no idea. Yeah, so that website, plots.co.uk, by the way. And yeah, you can just figure it out. You can use a dome. No, what can you use? The sphere, and you can change all the sizes, and it just figures out how to do a sphere block by block. So I'll just choose half of it and then figure it out. Okay, so once again, I'm going to do some work off camera. I'm just going to build it up using these blocks, and then I'll change them later on, methinks. So once I've got some progress made, I will get back to you. Okay, so there is the basic dome shape, just done in, well, actually done in the wrong block for now, but that's fine, I can change that in one moment. But what I would like to do is just add a kind of, something like a support strut thing on it, I don't know. Okay, just like that, and then obviously around each side as well, but it looks a little bit not particularly great, so I'm just going to change a few of these to slabs, and honestly, if we had vertical slabs, Mojang, I would change a couple of these as well, but unfortunately we do not. Does it look any good with, like, that's not bad. No, I think what I'll do is I'll change those ones up for, well, I'll add some fences on there or something along those lines. Okay, so I'm just going to change all of those, and then I'm actually going to change these blocks here. So, okay, let's try, I think I'll do on the outer edge of each curve, like that, and then around there, and there. I'll change those to the stone bricks, and then on the inside, I will change them to just cobble. I tried a few different designs, and honestly, I feel like this one looked the nicest. So I'll do that on for like each ring, and then you kind of have this section here where I think all I will do is maybe change this one like so, and then keep the rest of these as the smooth stone block there. I think that would look quite nice. You know, add a little bit of extra sort of contrast to it, and yeah, that should be pretty cool. I might even change a few of these. Okay, so these look a little bit, you see, you have this kind of wall, it's like a wall, this edge there where they're all the same length, and it looks a little bit strange. So if I can find one of these, I think if I change maybe these ones to that, and then that, I don't know, maybe to that. Okay, we'll try it. We'll have a go. We'll see how that looks, and yeah, I'll get back to you when I've made some progress. Ooh, so there's quite a large gap here that needs to be filled in with something. Okay, let me get to work. Okay, that's looking pretty decent actually. As you can see, I've added in the fences just to kind of strengthen up that. The shape that we've got going on there. It works. I think it works pretty well actually. Yeah, just connected up this little bit here, and I want to show you around the back. There's a lot of space to work with, so we've got a lot of things to do to cover that up. And one thing we can do is what I'm going to do here. Actually, first I just need to quickly build up a couple of the little tower tops, like I've done with this one here, but like a smaller scale and a much sort of simpler design kind of thing. Like so. Okay, so very, very simple, but yeah, I didn't want it to be as grandiose as those, and all it really needs to serve is the purpose of just trying to cover people if they're coming up out of the top of the tower. Okay, so let's do a bit of work over here. Now we'll need to do a little bit of a walkway, a little covering again from this corner of the dome to the actual tower, and that will serve the purpose of, logically providing cover for, again, people coming out of the tower, but also it'll actually get rid of some space, this blank space here, so that works in our favour. Okay, so we're just kind of actually going to copy this sort of thing here. In fact, actually, I'm going to copy that exactly. Why not? Why not? Okay, let's do it. I really like these blocks. With all the logs or even the strip logs on every side. It looks really nice and it's really, really useful. I'm really happy that Mojang decided to add in all of these blocks. But you know what? You know what really grates on me? Is they've added the... Ooh, what can I do with this part here? That doesn't actually look right. Okay, well, I'll fix that in a minute. They've added, like, diorite and andesite and granite stairs, but they've used the flat versions rather than the polished versions, and I think that was a big mistake. I feel like using the polished versions of the blocks would have been much nicer looking, and they've not gone for it. Like, for instance, this should have like the 3D edges and stuff like the polished granite does. It's such a shame that they went that way, but we're kind of used to it from Mojang. They can't get everything right, Okay, so obviously it looks a little bit weird with it kind of hanging in the space there, but as you can see, it covers up that gap there and just looks really nice. Like, if you can imagine something along those lines on every corner as well, that's going to serve us really well. Okay, that is looking really nice. Oh yeah, that has actually kind of transformed this build. I mean, let's just take a look at this from below. Can you remember what it looked like previously, where it was just this kind of front face and these towers were flat at the top there and this was flat, this wasn't here at all. There's like no shape to it at all, and now look at it, transformed. Ooh, I like it. Okay, this is actually becoming one of my favorite ever builds, so that I did not envision that when I was working on this in creative, and might have been swearing at it several times. Okay, so what we're going to do is, again, just something similar on the corner here, but without the tower. So I'm just going to try and link it to this wall somehow. Don't really know how I'm going to do that just yet, but we shall see. I don't want to go too far out, so I'm just going to leave it there, I think. And let's try... No, okay. Yeah, I need to go one block down. Okay, so just doing a little bit of building on camera. I'm sorry I haven't done a lot of that, actually, on camera. It's just because... Oh, should we go for that? Yeah, let's try that. It's just because there's so much to build in this this one project that I figured it would just take too long. I don't want to do, like, an hour-long video. I need to figure out, like, how do people do... this is a little bit off topic. How do people do the time lapses, third person? Like, how does that work? I can understand from like a camera account and stuff, but like, how do I log in a camera account to a single player world? Can you do that? Maybe you can do that. Maybe that's how people do that. Okay, maybe I've just answered my own question. Okay, let's try that, and from there. Okay, yeah. I mean that actually kind of works. Now, if I just do this from, let's try it from that pillar there. Ooh, do you know what? I thought that was going to be a lot more difficult than that, and actually turned out to be quite simple. So that works for that. So I'm just going to do exactly the same on the other corner. Finish off the little details, and then still not finished. We need to do something there. Alright, so I'm warning you, I'm not actually particularly happy with this part. Now, in the creative build that I did in my creative world, this is my I meant my creative testing world. I didn't do this. I actually had this tower here essentially just copied and stuck in place here. And honestly, it felt really out of place. It kind of didn't make sense. And so I decided to go with something else. I think I really need to do some more work on this because this looks pretty lame, quite frankly. Yeah, it's just not what I wanted. I don't really know what to do. I'm gonna have to have another think about that. So I guess this build, I mean, it's not finished anyway. Like, obviously there is a big hole in the wall, and the fact that there's nothing inside it kind of annoys me, so I'll have to do something about that. How do I get back? Okay. But other than that, I really, really like this build. Like I said, it's become one of my favourite builds that I've ever done, and I really did not foresee that happening at all. Not whatsoever. Should I do a flag on the top of this one as well? Maybe I could do. What can I do here, guys? My idea for this essentially was that, you know, you would come out from the top section of the dome out to a little sort of terrace area where you can kind of sit out and be shaded from either the sun or, you know, arrows. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not happy with it. That's got to change. I don't like that at all, actually. Okay, well, you know, that's fine. That's fine. I've got time to work on it, I guess. Let me just show you a view from the top of both of these builds together, because they have this kind of square kind of grid pattern. I kind of like that. And do you know what it actually reminds me of? I don't know if you've ever seen a bird's eye view of the city of Barcelona. In fact, if I remember, I'll try and flash up a picture on the screen right now, and then we'll come back to my build. Okay, so you kind of have those square plazas, or like the buildings they are actually like this square shape with like a central like a court area, I guess, that kind of thing. That's what this reminded me of, and I like the idea of doing something like that, maybe, like, not necessarily as tightly quartered as that, but I could do another square in the middle here, and then several squares over the place. I don't know, maybe have the theme of the squares kind of scattered about the place, then at least I can keep things a little more interesting, because I had an idea for a round building, so maybe, you know, I could do something with that instead. You, Mr. Sheep, I've got yourself stuck. There. Get out. Get out of my canal. So, yeah, I think... Oh, I did. Perfect. I think having the canal would be quite an interesting idea. I don't want it to be straight, so I think... Oh, or maybe... Oh, we could have, like, a water area. Have, like, this canal go this, like, this 90-degree angle to like a big pool kind of area, or like a fountain area with like a big fountain in the middle. That might be pretty cool, actually. I really wanted to do water fountains in this area, but I couldn't really fit them in without obscuring kind of the build and things like that. And plus then I decided I wanted these here as well, so that kind of worked out. I'm out of breath. Okay, well, I'm afraid that's it. That's all you're getting. All right. But there should be some more videos coming very soon. I actually have some ideas for kind of like one-off builds that I want to show you. Maybe like a Jagiero builds kind of thing, where I just do like maybe, you know, like one building, show you how to build in a particular style, something along those lines. I shouldn't really say anything because I can't hold myself to this, because, you know, my time is my free time is generally not free time at the moment. But, you know, I think it could be an interesting thing. And then obviously I've got to fix this as well, because... Alright guys, I'm afraid I've run out of time for today. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and if you'd like to see more, click the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.